Hello everyone, welcome back to Minus to Millions. We're in the first day of November now and we've got £50,009 in the bank. And our corn is finally ready, so we just need to lease some equipment, then we can begin harvesting. But before we do that, I quickly need to check the weather, because there is rain on the way, so I need to make sure we have enough time to harvest before it starts. Okay, it's not going to rain until 12, so we've got plenty of time. I do want to see what the price for corn is as well, because if it's really low, it might be worth buying a silo and storing it until the price goes up. Right, it's £246 today, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad, so let's look at the fluctuations. Okay, the most it's worth is £493, and that's in June. Then the least is £224 in October. And as we can see, it's only gone up a little bit in November, so the price is really low at the minute. It does rise a lot in December though, so we'd only have to store it for 3 days to make more money from it. So it would make sense to do that. Let me see how much a silo is to buy, because then we'll be able to work out if it's worth it. And there is a no man's land silo, so that should be pretty cheap. Okay, here it is, and it's 8,000, so that's not bad at all for a silo. It holds 200,000 litres as well, so it's got a good capacity for how much it costs. I don't know if we'll make enough from the corn to cover buying this and make a profit though, so it might not be worth it. What I think we should do is lease the equipment and see how much that costs, then we'll have a better idea. So we need a harvester first, and I'll just get the cheapest one, which is this, the Rostelmash Nova. And it's £3,825 to lease this, so it's quite a bit, but it's still pretty cheap for a harvester. Right, now we need a header to fit it, which I think is this one here, the Ziegler Corn Champion 5R. And this has a 3.4 metre working width with a 6 miles per hour working speed, so that's not too bad for the size of field we're harvesting. It's only £996 to lease as well, so that's very cheap. Then the last thing we need is a trailer, and I want to get a decent size one because I think we'll end up with a good few thousand litres of corn. So this one has an 8 cubic metre capacity, which I don't think is enough. The Class one looks like a good size for how much it costs. Yeah, this has either a 12.6 or 22.5 cubic metre capacity, which is 12,600 or 22,500 litres, so I think we'll go for this one. Okay, it's got an extension on as standard, and it costs 20,000 with that. Then without the extension, it's 17,500. I'm just thinking that if we get it with the extension, it might be big enough to hold all of the corn we harvest. Then we could store it in the trailer for 3 days, instead of buying a silo. And it definitely won't cost 8,000 to keep a trailer on lease for 3 days, so it'd work out much cheaper. Yeah, I think that's our best idea, so we'll do that. And it's £1,020 to lease this, which isn't bad at all. Then the cost per workday is 200, so it should only cost us 600 to keep it on lease for 3 days, which is much cheaper than buying a silo. So now we've got everything, I just need to pick them up from the shop and bring them over here, then we can start harvesting. And it cost us £5,814 in total for all of the equipment. So we need to make that back from selling the corn before we even make a profit. That won't cover what it costs to plant it, fertilise it or anything else though, so we actually need to make more than that back to make a profit. But I'm pretty sure by waiting until the price goes up, we should be able to, because it's a decent sized field, so we should get a good yield from it. Okay, here's all of the equipment, so we just need to connect everything, then we can take them over to the field. And this trailer is a good size, so I think we should be able to fit all of the corn in it. But if we can't, then I'll have to sell some of it today. I can't see us getting much more than what the trailer can hold though, so even if we do have to sell some, it will probably only be a couple of thousand litres. And that won't really matter, because we'll still have a good amount stored in the trailer for when the price rises. Anyway, all we need to do now is take the harvester and trailer to the field. So I'll get that done, then we can start harvesting. Okay, I've brought everything over here, so let's turn the harvester on and get started. And I'm going to go around the whole field first to make a headland, so we have more space to turn around when we work up and down, because there's some rocks and trees up the top that will get in the way. There isn't anything at the bottom of the field that will cause us a problem though, so really it's only the top part where we need the space. But it's easier to just go all the way around once, instead of going across the top part first. We can't go straight along the top part either, because it curves round to the left. So even if I did start at the top, I'd have had to go down one side of the field anyway. So yeah, it's much easier to just go the whole way round, then work up and down. It won't take us very long to do either, because we're already coming to the top part of the field. And the corn from this first row has already filled the harvester to 17%, so we are getting a very good yield. I know we did have quite a high yield bonus on this field though. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but I think it was about 80 or 90%. Either way, it was definitely a good bonus, so that's obviously increasing the amount we're getting by quite a bit. And we're at 23% full now, but we've gone just over halfway around the field, so we should definitely be able to go all the way round before we need to empty the harvester. I'm not going to have a worker keep harvesting while we empty it though, because even when we work up and down on this field, it's not in particularly straight lines. So I think the worker might end up going a bit off track and missing bits, and I'd rather not have to go back for them afterwards. It shouldn't take very long to empty the harvester anyway, so stopping it while we do it isn't going to add much time onto the harvest. But even if it does, I'm not bothered, because it's nice to be harvesting again, as we haven't done it in such a long time. We've never harvested this field either, we did the smaller one last time. And that was actually our first ever harvest, so this is only our second one. That really does show how much we need more fields, because it must have been 15 episodes ago when we harvested the small field. Actually, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, it was probably less than that. But still, it was a very long time ago, so we definitely need more fields. We'll be selling the corn in a few days though, and we'll also be selling pallets from our greenhouses, so hopefully we'll have enough to buy more land pretty soon. And we're on to the bottom part now, and we're only 47% full, so I'll be able to work up and down the field a few times before the harvester needs emptying. I'm not sure exactly how many litres this harvester holds though, but I'm guessing it will be 5,000, as we're at 51% full now, and there's just over 2,500 litres in here. But I'll keep going until it's full, then we'll know. Okay, we're coming to the end of here, and the harvester's 80% full, so I'll empty it now, because I doubt we'll make it all the way back up the field if not. Also, the unload pipe's on the left side of the harvester, so if it ends up full when we're going up the field, I'll have to move it away from our corn so we can get the trailer under the pipe. Because if I don't move it, I'll have to drive into our corn to get the trailer under it, which would damage the crop. So yeah, emptying the harvester when we're coming down the field is our best option. And I need to be in the harvester for it to unload, because it needs to be on. And we've got pretty much 4,000 litres to put into the trailer, so that's a decent amount from what we've harvested so far. It's a good thing we went for the bigger version of this trailer though, because the smaller one only held 12,000 litres, so we definitely wouldn't have fitted all the corn from this field in it. We might even fill this one up, because we're getting a good yield from this corn, and we've still got a lot left to harvest. But next time I empty the harvester, we'll have a better idea if we will or not. Because now I'm only going to be working up and down, we'll be able to see how far we can get before it needs emptying. Then we should be able to roughly work out how many times we'll fill the harvester up from the corn that's left. So yeah, I'll keep going until it's full again, then we'll try to work it out. Right, we're just over 80% full now, so it's worked out the same as last time, where if I don't empty the harvester when we get to the end of here, we probably won't make it all the way back up. Emptying it down here is better for us anyway, because I don't have to drive far with the tractor. So if we can do it at the bottom of the field every time, it will be perfect for us. You'll see we have harvested quite a bit now as well. And looking at what's left, I'd imagine if we keep emptying the harvester when it has around 4,000 litres in, we'll need to empty it another 3 or 4 times. So I think we're either going to fit all of the corn in the trailer, or we're going to end up with a couple thousand litres more than it can hold. Because we'll have about 8,000 litres in the trailer once all of this is in there, so if we empty the harvester 3 times at 4,000 litres, that will take us to 20,000. But if we have to empty it 4 times, that will take us to 24,000, so we'll be 2,000 litres over what the trailer can hold. Obviously we won't end up with them exact amounts, because I won't be putting dead on 4,000 litres in at a time. And I am only guessing what we're going to get from what's left, so we could end up with more or less than what I think. But until we've finished harvesting, we won't know, so we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, the harvester's 75% full, so I'll empty it when we get to the end of here. And when we swap to the tractor, we'll see exactly how many litres we have in the trailer. Then we'll know for sure if the corn that's left will fit in. Right, we've got 12,270 litres in here, and there's just under 4,000 in the harvester. So once I've emptied that into the trailer, we should have about 16,000 litres in here. And looking at the corn that's left to harvest, I'd say we'll get about 3,000 or 4,000 litres from it, so we should definitely be able to fit the rest of it in. Yeah, there's no way we'll fill the trailer, because we'll have space for another 6,000 litres before it's full, and we definitely won't get that from what's left, so we'll easily fit it all in. I'm glad we didn't spend extra leasing a bigger trailer as well, because we couldn't have got a better size than this one, as it will be pretty much full by the time we've finished. Whereas if we got a bigger one, it would have been a waste of money, because we wouldn't have needed the extra space. Anyway, let's get the rest of this corn harvested, then we can return the harvester and put the trailer somewhere. Right, that's all of the corn harvested, and I haven't missed any bits that we need to go back for, so let's go and unload what's in the harvester, then we can return it to the shop. And we've got 4,288 litres in here, so that should take us to just over 20,000 litres in the trailer, which is quite a good amount to get from a field of this size, so we got a very good yield from this corn. Hopefully we can get a good yield bonus on the next crop we do on here as well. I'm not sure what we're going to do next in this field though, because we need to look at the crop calendar to see what can be planted. And I don't think there's anything that can be planted at this time of year, but we have got to prepare the field first anyway. So once we've done that, I'll look into what crop's best for us to do. Anyway, that's the harvester empty, so I'll return this to the shop now, then we can come back and see exactly how many litres we have in the trailer. So let's return this. And I think it might charge us a bit of money for the work time. But it might not because it's per work hour, and we haven't even had it an hour. No, it hasn't charged us anything, so that's good. And now we've returned the harvester, let's swap into the tractor and see exactly how many litres of corn we've got. Okay, the trailer's 90% full, and we've got 20,353 litres in here. So that's basically what I thought we'd have. And I'll leave the trailer in this area in front of us until we sell the corn, because it's out the way here. Then once we've disconnected this, the last thing we need to do is move the pallets off the spawn points from our greenhouses. And I was going to load them onto our bow trailer, but it seems to have disappeared. I'm not sure why that is, maybe the mod deselected itself before I loaded up the save. Let me quickly check and load back up, then it should be here, and then we can load up the pallets. Okay, I've loaded the save up a couple of times now, and for some reason I can't get our trailer back, or even find it in our own vehicles, so I really don't know what's happening. I think I'll just have to move the pallets off the spawn point for this episode, then try and sort out the trailer before next episode, because I don't know what else to try just yet, so I need to look into it. I know that all of the mods did deselect themselves though, because when I checked what ones was selected, the only one was No Man's Land, which obviously has to be on, or the map won't load up. So what I think could have happened is where the mods wasn't selected and I've saved the game, we could have lost the trailer, because I've had that happen to me in previous farming simulator games. It's never happened to me in FS22 before though, so hopefully we haven't lost it, because if we have, I'll have to buy it again. But like I said, I'll look into it before next episode, and hopefully I can figure out how to get it back. I'm sure I will be able to sort it out, but it's just a bit annoying that I can't load these pallets onto the trailer like I wanted to. Anyway, that's the mushrooms moved off the spawn point, so now we just need to move the flowers. And I can do that by hand, so I may as well park the tractor up. It's good that we can pick the pallets of flowers up by hand, because they'll be very easy to move around. Loading them onto the trailer will be easy as well, so it will make doing that a pretty quick job. And I've just noticed that our water pumps disappeared as well, so that's another modded item that we've lost. It must be something to do with what I said earlier, where I saved the game without the mods being selected, because I can't see any other way that we'd lose them. The trailer and the water pump are the only two modded things we've bought though, so they will be the only two things we've lost. But still, I do need to try and get them back before next episode. Anyway, that's the flowers off the spawn point, and there isn't anything else we need to do now. So that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like, and feel free to subscribe so you never miss another video.